Welcome to Trillionaire Treasures, where today we are diving deep into some serious luxury. We're counting down the top 10 most expensive, most exclusive watch brands on the entire planet.
And you got to ask yourself, right? Why would anyone drop, say, $31 million on a watch when your phone tells you the time for free? I mean, that's a fair question.
Well, it's because these aren't just timekeepers. Not even close. What we're talking about here is history, it's art, it's insane engineering, all packed into this tiny little masterpiece on your wrist. It's a status symbol, for sure, but it's also an investment. It's truly wearable art.
So, you ready? Let's kick off this countdown and meet the first few legends who really set the stage for all of modern luxury.
All right, kicking things off at number 10, we've got Jaeger-LeCoultre. Now, these guys started way back in 1833 in Switzerland's Jacques Valley. And get this, they're known as the watchmaker's watchmaker. Why? Because their mastery of all those tiny, intricate mechanics is it's next level. So what's the entry fee? Around $4,300. And for that, you get to own a piece from a brand that's been on the wrists of total icons, from Charlie Chaplin all the way to Elton John. It's all about that quiet elegance, a real piece of history.
Okay, coming in hot at number 9 is Jacob & Co. This brand is, well, it's the total opposite of quiet elegance. It was started in '86 by Jacob Arabo, and it's all about being bold. I mean, we are talking about watches with working roulette wheels on the dial, or tourbillons that look like entire galaxies are spinning on your wrist. It's wild.
And to get in on this action, starts at about $5,000. For that, you're joining a club of rebels and superstars. Think Conor McGregor, think 50 Cent. This is not just telling time. Someone actually called it a trillionaire's circus for your wrist, and honestly, they're not wrong.
All right, number 8. This one is the granddaddy of them all, Blancpain. And I mean that literally. This is the oldest watchmaking brand in the world. It was founded in a Swiss barn way back in 1735. Can you even imagine?
The starting price here jumps up to $13,000. But you're not just buying a watch. You're buying into a dynasty that has literally outlasted empires. Their most famous creation? The legendary 50 Fathoms from 1953. That was the original modern dive watch. It's even a favorite of the deep-sea explorer himself, James Cameron.
Okay, moving on to number 7, we've got Breguet, founded in Paris, 1775. And this brand is all about two things: game-changing inventions and a history that's completely tangled up with royalty. So, you know how I mentioned inventions? Breguet's most famous one is the tourbillon. You see this thing in a ton of the world's priciest watches. So what is it? Basically, it's this tiny rotating cage that holds all the delicate mechanical parts. By spinning, it fights against the pull of gravity, making the watch way more accurate. It's just pure mechanical genius.
And if you want to talk about timeless appeal, check this out. We're talking about Napoleon Bonaparte wearing one on the battlefield, and then fast forward to Rihanna dazzling everyone with one at the Met Gala. That's what I call staying power. For over 200 years, Breguet has been the choice for total trailblazers.
Okay, let's step it up a notch. We're moving into the next tier now. These aren't just legends, they're the icons of luxury. The ones who didn't just play the game, they changed the rules entirely. Smashing its way into number 6 is Audemars Piguet, or AP as you probably know it. Back in 1972, they did something absolutely revolutionary. They dropped the royal oak. And what was so special? They took steel, an industrial material, and made it more desirable, more expensive than a lot of gold watches. In doing that, they basically invented a whole new category, the luxury sports watch. No wonder it's a favorite of athletes like LeBron James.
The price of admission? Over $20,000 to start. AP is instantly recognizable for that iconic octagonal bezel, giving it this rugged but somehow totally regal vibe. It's a true slam dunk of craftsmanship.
Gliding into our number 5 spot is F.P. Journe. Now, this one's a bit of a newcomer, founded in 1999. But Francois-Paul Journe is a modern-day master. He makes less than 1,000 watches a year. Think about that. His designs are this incredible mix of old-school 18th century style with totally futuristic precision. It's why serious collectors all over the world are desperate to get their hands on one.
And at number 4, Vacheron Constantin. The legacy here is just staggering. They have been making watches continuously for 269 years. Let that sink in. An unbroken chain of craftsmanship that goes all the way back to 1755. It's this perfect blend of deep, deep history and modern swagger. I mean, you see it on stars like Ryan Reynolds. It just works. Okay, here we go. We've made it to the top 3, the Holy Trinity. These aren't just brands anymore. We're talking about the absolute titans of the watch world. This is the pinnacle.
Kicking off our top 3 is a German powerhouse, A. Lange & Söhne. Now you'll notice most brands on this list are Swiss, right? Well, Lange brings that famous German precision to the table. They are obsessed with mechanical perfection. And they're known for these really cool design signatures, like their outsized date window. It's this big, super clear, easy-to-read date display. You'll see it on stars like Chris Pine. And at number 2, the legend itself, Patek Philippe. This Geneva icon is just a giant of watchmaking. They came up with stuff we take for granted now, like the keyless winding crown. Before them, you needed a separate key to wind your watch. And their Grandmaster chime, it holds the world record for the most expensive watch ever sold. It went for an absolutely unbelievable $31 million at auction.
So, what could possibly top Patek Philippe? After a $31 million watch, who holds the crown? Who's the undisputed king of modern, high-tech watchmaking?
And the number 1 spot goes to Richard Mille. Launched as recently as 1999, this brand just blew the doors off modern watchmaking. Their watches are literally inspired by Formula One race cars. The tech, the materials, everything. They're insanely lightweight, unbelievably complex, and so shockproof that athletes like Usain Bolt can wear them while they're competing. That's just next level.
So when you look at these titans, what really separates them from everyone else? It really comes down to this perfect mix of deep, deep history, crazy innovation, and just an absolute refusal to compromise on craftsmanship. And if you look at our top 3, you see it plain as day. You've got Lange, with its distinct German engineering. You've got Patek Philippe, who totally changed how we even use a watch. And then Richard Mille comes along and just creates a brand new category of high-performance luxury. They're all legends, but for completely different reasons.
And that brings us all the way back to the question we started with. Now that you've seen these masterpieces of engineering and art, what do you think? Where does the real value come from? Is it the gold and the gears? Or is it the incredible story that each one tells with every single tick?